All right. So, good morning. Welcome everyone to Thursday yoga. We'll get started in a comfortable upright. So come on into your space, onto your mat. What is now your carved out yoga space in your home that you've been practicing in for about a year, give or take. So get comfortable, find some ease, find some softness, whatever type of position that is for you. It's spring and all the little critters are coming out. I keep finding little flying, crawling things in the corners of my house. But that means the weather is getting warmer, so that's a good thing. So come on in, let's take an inhale, sweep the arms high, inhale deeply. And then exhale, just float them down. You can exhale through the mouth. Let's do that again. Inhale, sweep high. This time as you exhale, just take an easy twist to the right, let the arms float down. Inhale back to center. Exhale, open to the left. Let's take each side one more time. Inhale back to center. Exhale, open to the right. Inhale to center. Exhale, open to the left. Inhale, coming back to center. Reaching both arms, lifting up with the heart. Maybe bring the gaze up. Really lengthen out through the spine. Take another breath in. And then as you exhale, just release the hands back down into your lap, onto your legs or hand in hand. Oh, I see I see your note, Cindy. Thank you for letting me know. No problem at all. So coming with your hands just resting gently on your lap or hand in hand or in a mudra. And we'll come into our breath. So again, making sure you're sitting nice and tall. A little bit of engagement through the core. Softness through the neck and the shoulders, the face. Letting the eyelids get heavy and just starting to watch your natural pace of breath coming in and out through the nose, filling up and then depleting, deflating, softening. And as you're finding the stillness and finding your breath, just notice what's going on with your thoughts in the front of the head this morning. See if you can just press pause on them, push them aside. Back to the breath as the focal point.
Hello?
Hi, yoga. Why are you home? Why are you home?
Second period.
Take about 3 to 4 more rounds of breath. And then with your next inhale, sweep the arms overhead, take a deep breath in. And bring the hands through to your heart center. And we'll pause here as we set our intention, dedication, focus for the day or further. Whenever you're ready, releasing your hands back into your lap. And we'll start with a little alternate nostril breath work this morning. So making sure that you're in a comfortable space. And we'll take the first 2 fingers on our right hand between our eyebrows or on your third eye. And then using the ring finger on your left hand, blocking the left side nostril. Take a deep inhale through the right. And then blocking the right as you exhale to the left. Inhale left. And exhale right. Inhale to the right side. Exhale left. Inhale left. Exhale right. And of course, you know, you're taking this at your pace. If your breath is moving at a different pace than mine, inhale right. Exhale left. Inhale left. Exhale right. We'll take 2 more rounds. Inhale right. Exhale left. Inhale left. Exhale right. One more round. Inhale right. Exhale left. Inhale left. Exhale right. And then releasing that right hand, take an inhale through both nostrils. Then open mouth, exhale. And then coming back into your nostril breath, in and out through the nose. Excuse me. Just trying to come back into your pace. In and out easily, softly through the nose. Just letting your head and letting your breath and heart rate all settle back down. We're going to start with a little bit of hips. So let's come on into a wide knee child's pose. So the width of the mat is usually a good guide to start with. So your knees might be inside, some might be outside. Most will probably be just about inside the mat. And then come on forward onto your forearms or further. And just settle into a place where you're feeling sensation in the hip and the inner thigh and the groin muscle. And let your upper body, if you have something that you can rest your forehead on so that your neck and shoulders can soften, a block or a pillow could work. Some of you might just stack up your fists or your palms. So you find the place that works for you. And come on in and just let's take a little bit of time here. We're going to just try to let the body soften. So we'll stay and breathe and just try to focus on the breath, try to keep the thoughts at bay. Watching the inhale and the exhale still. For those of you that are very open through your hips, if you want to walk your toes away from each other a little bit, that might increase the sensation here for you. So if you're in a traditional child pose with your toes touching your knees apart and your hips are very open, you might not feel a lot here. So by widening the knees and then walking the toes apart a little bit, you're just going to add a little bit. It's sort of like moving in a direction toward frog, but not quite as intense. So wherever you are, continue focusing on the breath and the softness, wherever you can create that softness. Let's take about 5 to 8 more deep rounds of breath here. And then we'll slowly start to make our way out. So walking your forearms or your hands back toward your torso. Start to lift your hips and walk your knees back toward one another. And then make your way all the way down onto your belly, coming into a sphinx. So just slowly walking your knees back, letting your hips come down, feeling that lengthening sensation through the hip flexors. It should feel really nice after the child's pose there. So letting your elbows come underneath your shoulders. Legs are extended long, tops of the feet are soft on the mat, and your whole lower body is soft. So you can give your hips a little sway side to side here to encourage that release. Trying to soften all the muscles, so it's natural that you might sometimes kind of tense or clench up your quadriceps or your glutes. So try to consciously soften them. And then gently grounding down through the elbows, the forearms, the palms. Bring your gaze straight ahead and just gently lift the belly button and then lift the heart, let the shoulders soften down your back. And just feel the length and the lift of the whole front of the body. You can even let the eyes close here as we take 3 more deep breaths. With that third exhale, gently release everything down. Let the arms come by your sides. Turn one cheek toward the mat. Take a deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. And then we'll turn, as we turn the opposite cheek, we'll open up through the shoulder. So let the left arm come all the way out to the left. Try to get that palm nice and flat onto the ground and then roll onto the left hip. Your head can be just resting on the earth, or you can bring a pillow or a block underneath it if that feels good. And then just roll your hips open to the degree that your shoulder allows. You could bend that right knee to add a little bit more opening. You can take the right fingertips to the sky, or maybe add a half bind to increase the openness through the front of the body. So you take it wherever feels best. And just settle in. Trying to keep that left palm nice and flat. If you feel it rolling up at all, maybe you've gone a little too deep into the pose, then you can just roll back toward your mat. Take another full breath here. And then gently release all of that. Come back through center. Turn your opposite cheek, so your right cheek down, and then we'll take our right palm all the way out to the right. Again, trying to get that palm nice and flat. Roll onto that right hip, and maybe a block or pillow, or maybe the side of the head just resting on the mat. And just recognizing that both sides are different, and especially if you have a dominant right side, then this side might be a little tighter. If you're a dominant left side, then this side might be a little bit more easeful. So again, rolling open to the degree that your shoulder allows. Maybe bend that left knee. I forgot to give the option on the other side, but you can also try bending both knees. My body doesn't really want to go both knees this morning, but maybe some of you are very open through the shoulders. You can take the left fingertips high or into a half bind. Only if that adds something to the pose for you, opening more through the chest. And again, trying to keep that right palm nice and flat. Notice if the outer edge of the palm starts to roll up, and if it does, then just close your hips a little bit. Or if you have that leg bent, then just straighten it and just stack the feet. A few more deep breaths here. And take one more inhale. And then exhale and gently release, coming all the way back to center. Remove any block or pillow there. And then bring your hands by your heart. We're going to press into a low cobra. So bring your shoulders onto your back. Gently press the tops of the feet so that your legs engage. So as you press the tops of the feet, the quadriceps engage a little bit, lifting the kneecaps off. And bring the shoulder blades together. Lift from your heart center. Maybe lifting the hands. Excuse me, for this first cobra. Taking another breath in. And then as you exhale, release the hands back down and gently press yourself back to a child's pose. Moving slowly, intentionally, rounding through the spine here. Breathing into that back body. Noticing how that's feeling. If you're feeling any tension or tightness, you can always give yourself a gentle little massage here. Either some gentle pounding with the fist or making some small circles wherever you feel that muscular tightness. Take another full breath here. Then we're going to walk ourselves forward into a plank. So come into your version of plank this morning. It can be a high full plank. You can have your knees or toes or forearms down. Any other modification here. Gaze between the thumbs, quadriceps and lower body engaged and working if your knees are lifted. Breath is full and strong. With your next inhale, lift your hips to the sky and come into your downward facing dog. And let's just walk this out a little bit, bending one knee, lengthening to the opposite. Just taking your time, starting to wake up the lower body, the backs of the legs. And then coming back to some stillness in your downward dog. Take a full breath. And then with your next inhale, hinge forward back to your high plank. Take 5 breaths here. Breathing deeply on each inhale, fully on each exhale. Take one more inhale. And this time with the exhale, we're going to hinge forward and slowly lower. You can stop halfway at your chaturanga, or you can come all the way down. Inhale into your cobra. If anyone wants to come into a high cobra or upward facing dog, scooching your hips forward. But focusing on lifting the heart, softening the shoulders, take another breath. And then as you exhale, we're going to send it all the way back to our downward dog. We'll take a few breaths there, settling in. Take another full breath. And then next inhale, hinge forward, high plank. Breath in, exhale, slowly lower. Again, either chaturanga or all the way to your belly. Inhale to your cobra or upward facing. And exhale it back, downward facing dog. One more inhale. The end of that exhale. Look forward, walk your feet to your hands. We'll come into a ragdoll at the front of the mat, so making sure your feet are wide enough to balance, so about hips distance is usually a good gauge. Maybe you're bending your knees a lot for this first cobra, so your thighs and your chest can come together. Grabbing opposite elbow, let the crown of the head get heavy. Maybe a gentle sway side to side, just noticing how each side of the backs of your legs, hamstrings, all the way down to the calves are feeling. Really getting heavy through the crown of the head, encouraging the back body to release. From the lower all the way through the mid and upper back, shoulders and neck. Two or three more rounds of breath here.
And then gently releasing the arms, heel toe your feet about as wide as your mat. It's a little wider than they are now. Walk your hands over to the right, and with the left hand grounded anywhere between your knee and ankles and the right fingertips to the sky. Twisting open. Breathing deeply. One more inhale, and then exhale and release. Walk your hands through center over to the left, and then grounding that right hand anywhere between the knee and the ankles and the left fingertips to the sky. Really trying to twist open with the rib cage and the heart. One more inhale, and then exhale, release, bring it back through center. Heel toe the feet back toward one another, about hip distance, and then with bent knees, let's slowly roll it all the way to stand. Letting the head come up last. And then coming all the way to our mountain pose at the top of your mat. If you're not there, just make your way forward. So you can heel toe your feet a little bit closer, toes touching, heels slightly apart, and just feeling your body stacked. So maybe closing the eyes for a breath as you feel your feet grounded. The quadriceps are just lightly engaged. The pelvis is in neutral. So if you don't know what that is, you can try turning your tail up and then tucking it down and then finding that middle place where it's in neutral. And then the rib cage stacked over the pelvis, shoulders and the head. And maybe just take a glance to the right and to the left. Back to center, bring it up. And then all the way back down. And then come back into that neutral space. If your eyes were closed, just let them flutter back open. Take an inhale, sweep the arms high. And then exhale, swan dive with a long spine, leading with the heart. Come on down to your fold. Inhale, lift halfway and lengthen. Fingertips again, anywhere between your ankles and knees. As you lead with your crown, stay long through the spine and supported through the core. Take another breath in. Exhale, back to your fold. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Pretty much in the number 7 pose here. But usually we stay a little longer in the number 7. Take another inhale. Exhale, release back to your fold. This time, inhale and sweep all the way high. Exhale, swan dive. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep high. Starting to link our breath and our movement a little bit more. Exhale, swan dive. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep high. Exhale, swan dive. Inhale, lift and lengthen. This time we'll place the hands and step back to our high plank with the exhale and continue to lower halfway to that same exhale. And then inhale, breath brings you up, lifting the heart, and exhale, breath brings you back to your downward facing dog. And we'll take 3 full breaths here. And in your third exhale, look forward, walk, step, or jump, feet to hands. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep high. Exhale, swan dive. Inhale, lift. Exhale, step it back. High plank to low. Following your breath, come up to your cobra or upward dog with the inhale. And then exhale it back, downward facing dog, 2 full breaths. Into that second exhale, look forward, walk, step, or jump. The front of the mat, inhale to lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep high. Exhale, swan dive. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, step it back. High to low plank. Inhale, upward facing. And exhale it back, downward facing. One full breath. And with that exhale, look forward, walk, step or jump. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep high. Exhale, swan dive. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, high to low. Inhale, lift. And exhale, send it back. Full breath in. Full breath out. You either stay for a few more breaths or come through another vinyasa, hinge forward, high plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, Ardha Mukha. And exhaling it back, Ardha Mukha. Take another full breath here. And then with that exhale, let's step the feet toward one another at the back of your mat. Take an inhale, lift the right leg high, load it up, and then bend the knee, stack the hip, and open up. Grounding through both palms. Try to keep that right armpit squaring. So instead of opening through the shoulders, keep the shoulders square. Just try to open through the lower body. Keep that left heel heavy. Take another breath in and then exhale, release. Next inhale, take the left leg high, float it up. And then bend the knee, stack the hip, and open it up. And again, try not to open through the shoulders. Keep that left armpit facing toward the mat and just open through the lower body to your degree. Another breath in. And then exhale, release that down. Take a full breath. And then next inhale, let's take the right leg high, float it up, bend the knee, stack the hip, open it up. And exhale, this time we'll step it forward. Warrior one. Ground through the outer edge of that back foot. Come on up. Squaring off your torso. Softening down through the shoulders. Little lift up through the heart. Just letting the gaze settle straight ahead. Another inhale, and then exhale. Let's cactus the arms, bringing the shoulder blades toward one another. Lifting up from the heart, just getting a nice openness through the front of the chest, either keeping the arms here or maybe extending them long and interlacing the fingers on the lower back. Just continuing to lift gently through the heart, squeezing the shoulder blades. Take another breath in, and then exhale, release that all. Send the right foot back and take your high to low or bring it right to your downward facing dog. And then together from our downward dog, we'll inhale, take the left leg high. Bend the knee, stack the hip, open it up. Then exhale, release and step it forward. Come on into your warrior one on the left. So ground in the outer edge of that back foot. Come on up. Settling the gaze, softening the shoulders, melting into the hips just a little bit more. Another inhale. And then we'll open up and cactus the arms again. So gently bringing the shoulder blades together, lifting from the heart. Either pausing here or extending the arms, finding the opposite interlace of the fingers that we just did. If you interlaced, or maybe you're grabbing a strap, or maybe your hands just come to the back of your waist, whatever helps encourage a little bit more openness through the front of the body. Take another full breath here. And then exhale, release that all. Send the left foot back. High plank to low or breathing in downward dog. Welcome to downward dog. Take an inhale. Exhale. And then next inhale, take the right leg high. Bend the knee, stack the hip, open it up. Exhale, step it forward, warrior one. This time just one breath. Come all the way up. Inhale it high. Exhale, release. High plank to low. We'll make our way back to downward facing dog. And then inhale the left. Bend the knees, stack the hip and open. And then exhale it forward, warrior one on the left. Inhale up, one breath. Exhale, release. High plank to low. Making your way to downward dog. Take a full breath in. And a full breath out. One more of those. Next inhale, lift the right leg high. Exhale it forward, warrior one. We'll take it one more time through our sun B. Inhale up, one breath. Exhale, release. Bring it through your vinyasa. Downward dog, inhale the left. Exhale it forward. One breath up, warrior one. Exhale, release. High to low. Downward facing dog. Full breath in. Full breath out. One more of those. And then with empty lungs, look forward, walk, step, or jump, feet to hands. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. And inhale, sweep all the way high. And exhale, hands to heart center. Take a deep breath in. And maybe an open mouth exhale. And then inhale, bring the arms high. Exhale through to your heart center as you come down into your Utkatasana. So sending the weight down and back. Squeezing the thighs toward one another. Doing a little engagement through the core and a little lift from the heart. Another 2 full breaths. Next inhale, send the arms high. And then exhale, bring them through heart center. Take a twist to the right. Prayer twist, right elbow over left knee. Pressing the palms into one another. Continuing to find all the elements of your Utkatasana, so squeezing the thighs, just adding the twist. If it's in your practice to open your arms, you can go ahead and do that. Take another breath in, and then exhale, release forward to a fold, heel toe the feet, hip distance. Let's grab the big toes with the peace fingers. And then inhale, lengthen the spine, lengthen out through the crown, and then exhale, release into your fold, drop the crown of the head. Knees can be bent a lot or a little or not at all here, depending on your body. Another full breath. And then exhale, release. Heel toe the feet back toward one another. Come back into your Utkatasana. Inhale the arms high. Exhale through heart center, and we'll take a twist to the left. Right elbow, elbow, either come inside the knees or maybe outside that left knee. Dropping the hips, squeezing the thighs, pressing the palms, really twisting through the center of the body. Breathing as fully and deeply as you can. One more inhale. And then exhale, release, come back to center. Let's heel toe the feet, hip distance again. And let's come into a shoulder opener here. So bringing the hands on the lower back, interlacing the fingers, or maybe just grabbing your clothing if your shoulders are tight. If your fingers are interlaced, you're gonna let your hands drop over, drop the crown of the head. Again, knees are as bent as your body feels comfortable in, a lot or a little. Gaze toward the back of the mat, or maybe you let your eyes close here and just really drift into the pose, focusing on the breath and the softness. Let's take one more inhale, and then exhale, release. Heel toe the feet back toward one another. Come back into your Utkatasana. We're going to take that prayer twist a few more times on the breath. So inhale, lifting the heart. Exhale, hands through heart center, twist to the right. Full breath in and full breath out. Come back to center, inhale. Exhale, hands through heart center, twist to the left. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale back to center and lift the heart. Exhale, hands through heart center. One more time, each direction. To the right, inhale. And exhale. Inhale back to center. Exhale, hands to center, heart. Exhale, left. Inhale. Exhale. Back to center, inhale. And then exhale to stand. Bring the hands through the heart center. Take a breath in. And open mouth, exhale. And then let's come back if you had moved away to the top of your mat. Inhale, sweep the arms high. Actually, let's come back. Well, you can come back to the top of your mat. I'm just going to come back to face you. Heel toe the feet about hip distance. Inhale, sweep the arms high. And let's just take a side opener. So grabbing the left wrist with the right fingertips, ground through that left foot. Inhale, lift up, and then exhale. Take it gently over to the right. Opening up through the left side, just feeling that space between the high hip and the low rib get a little bit greater. And then using an inhale breath, come back up to center. And we'll switch sides with the left fingertips, grab the right wrist, and you can't see mine, but ground through that right foot, inhale, lift up, and exhale, take it over to the left. Really visualizing that right side, the muscles lengthening. Using an inhale, come back up to center. And then exhale, release the hands through heart center. We'll hinge forward to our number 7, similar to where we were before. So coming forward, long through the spine and through the crown of the head, long through the backs of the legs. But make sure the knees are just bent a tiny bit so they're not locked out. You want to keep a gentle bend there. And then really focus on the engagement of the core here so that there's no sagging through that back. You want to stay nice and strong, full through the breath. 3 more. You keep your hands right here at heart center, or you can pistol lock them forward for a little bit more engagement. 2. So 1 more full breath. And then exhale, release the hands, breaststroke them around back. We'll come back into our fold with the shoulder. If you don't want another shoulder opener, you can just release your hands back into a ragdoll, or just keep them on your lower back. Otherwise, taking a few more breaths here. Take another inhale, and then release the hands wherever they were, and let's come into Gorilla Asana. We'll stay in our fold for just a few more breaths. So walking the hands underneath the feet, walking the toes right up to the wrist crease there. Maybe using the toes to just massage out the wrist crease a tiny bit. And then making sure the crown of the head still stays heavy. Gaze toward the back of the mat. A few more breaths. Another inhale. And then exhale, release. Heel the feet back toward one another. And then let's just roll up to stand nice and easy. 1 vertebrae at a time. Head coming up last. And all the way to stand. And now if you've migrated from your top of your mat, let's just make your way back to the top of the mat. Okay. Take an inhale, sweep high. Exhale, swan dive. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, step it back high. to low plank. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale it back, downward facing dog. Inhale, take the right leg high. Exhale it forward, warrior one. Around down, inhale up. And then exhale, open to your warrior two. So readjusting your stance as you may need. Dropping in, making sure that right knee is tracking to the right. So you can see that big toe, the whole inner arch of your right foot, extending the arms in both directions. And the gaze just settling right over that front middle finger. Softening down through the shoulders if you notice that they're a little hunched up. Maybe dropping a little deeper into the hips. Take this to your edge for 3 more breaths. And with that third exhale, let's lengthen the front leg, reverse your warrior, right fingertips to the sky. Lengthen through that right side body. And then exhale, come back through warrior two, and we'll drop into our side angle. So right elbow resting gently, left fingertips to the sky, and then twisting open through the rib cage and the heart, grounding down into that right heel, and then sending that right femur bone a little deeper into the hip. If you can negotiate that, all or some or none. Maybe if you have a block inside that right foot is a nice option here, or you can turn it to whatever degree. Maybe taking that left hand to a half bind, as long as you can still stay open through the chest. Take 2 more breaths here. And then release, lengthen that front leg, right fingertips to the sky. Inhale, and then we'll come right into our triangle. So keeping the length on that right side body, start to shift your hips to the back of the mat, and then sending your torso forward. Drop that right hand, left fingertips high. Maybe a block outside the right foot this time. Continuing to twist it open. Grounding into the ball joint of that right foot and keeping just a gentle bend in that right knee so it doesn't block all the way out. Take another full breath here. And then we'll take this into our balance. So bringing that left hand to your left hip, gaze to your right foot. Now bending into that right knee. And we'll just take the back foot and kind of walk it in a little bit as we start to shift the weight and the balance. Bring that right hand under your right shoulder, about a foot in front of your right foot, right pinky toe side. And then when you're ready, starting to shift the weight, lifting the back leg, flexing through that heel. Trying to keep your torso and your hips opening to the side. And maybe the left fingertips float up too. Let your gaze settle on one spot, focusing on the breath. And take 1 more inhale. And then exhale, release. Bring that left foot to meet the right. Coming into a forward fold. Back into your ragdoll, grab opposite elbows. And take 3 deep breaths. One more inhale, and then exhale, release. Slowly roll it all the way to stand. Back into your mountain pose. Inhale, sweep high. Exhale, swan dive. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, step it back, high plank to low. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale it back, downward facing. Inhale, take the left leg high. And then exhale, step it forward, warrior one. Inhale up. And then exhale, open it to your warrior two. Checking in, checking your alignment, make sure that outer edge of your back foot is parallel to the short edge of your mat. Dropping in, softening the shoulders, and then just settling the gaze. One more full breath here. And then we'll lengthen that front leg, reverse the warrior, left fingertips to the sky. And then exhale, coming back through your warrior two. And dropping into your side angle. Right fingertips high, grounding into that left heel, and then gently guiding that left femur bone back a little bit. So getting a little deeper into the hip. Right fingertips stretch high and twisting open through the front of the body. And if you have a block, you want to try using some type of support inside the foot, maybe. Breathing deeply, maybe adding the half bind here. Another full breath. Release that all. Reverse and lengthen. Take another inhale. And then we'll come into our triangle, keeping that length. Send the hips to the back. And then the torso forward. Maybe a block. Right fingertips high, grounding into that left big toe mound. Continuing to twist open with the front of the body. Breathing. Take another full breath here. And then we'll start to transition to our balance. So the right hand to the right hip and your gaze to that left foot. Bending into that left knee and slowly stepping the back foot in a little bit. Left hand comes forward on a block with your fingertips, either way, as you start to shift the weight. Coming into your balance, lifting that back leg, flexing through the heel. Trying to open through the hips and the front of the body. Settling your gaze, settling the breath. One more full breath. And then as you exhale, bring that right foot to meet the left at the front of your mat, or wherever you are on your mat. Come back into your ragdoll. So maybe just widen your feet a little bit for balance. Drop the crown of the head. One more full breath. And releasing the arms and gently roll yourself all the way back up to stand. And then inhale, sweep high. Exhale, swan dive. Inhale, lift and lengthen. And exhale one more time through. High plank to low. Make your way to your downward facing dog. Downward dog, take an inhale, nice long exhale, and then we'll walk our feet all the way through our hands and come down to a seat. Let's make our way to our back. Well, let's just use a little bit of core to come down. So let's come back up if you were down. Come into your boat, and we'll just slowly make our way down on a 10 count. So starting with the spine nice and long, the heart lifted. Send the fingertips forward, maybe open everything up a little bit so your core really kicks in. And then from there, we'll count our 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. And then from 5 down, we'll start to lower 4, 3, 2, 1. And release everything down. Take a nice deep breath in. Open mouth, exhale. And then hug both knees into your chest. Give them a nice squeeze. Maybe a little rock and roll. Side to side, finding any areas that you notice feel tight or tense. Just breathing into those. Take another breath. And then release the feet both back down. We're coming to a figure 4 or a half pigeon on our back. So let's start by crossing the right ankle over the left knee. Let that right knee come out to the side to as much as you can to encourage that openness through the right outer hip. And then thread the hands through. Interlace the fingers either around the front of the knee or underneath the thigh. Keep a flex in that right foot. Try to protect that right knee joint. And then just gently move your lower body toward your chest until you feel that right outer hip sensation. For everyone, it's going to be a different place. When you get there, try to soften the shoulders onto the mat. Try not to hunch them up. Soften your face, maybe close your eyes. Relax the jaw. We'll take about 10 breaths here. And take another full breath. And then gently release. Let that left foot come back down. Keep the cross of your figure four there and drop everything over to the left. So let that right foot come all the way down. Try to keep both shoulders heavy and maybe bring your gaze to the left. Maybe that right arm comes out to the right as well. Did I say gaze to the left? Gaze to the right, right arm to the right, right foot is dropped over to the left. So we're in just sort of a version of a spinal twist here. Take 2 more breaths. And then gently release, come back to center, uncross, hug both knees in. And we'll take the other side. When you're ready, cross left ankle over right knee, flexing that left foot, letting that left knee come open to your degree, and then bringing your hands interlace around the knee or under the thigh, and then moving everything toward your chest, again to your body's degree, trying to keep the backs of the shoulders heavy. So as you like sort of reach for that knee, they're going to come up, then try to soften them back down, soften the face, the jaw, all the muscles on the forehead and around the eyes. And then just gently come into your breath for about 10. And take another full breath. And then we'll release, bring that right foot back down. And then we'll drop everything over to the right, letting that sole of that left foot try to come all the way down flat. And then opening the left arm to the left and the gaze to the left maybe. And a few deep breaths here. Another full breath. And then release, uncross, have the knees back into center, and take any other last movements before we find our Shavasana. So if you want to take a quick inversion, you can send your legs up to Viparita Karani or shoulder stand. Take 5 to 10 breaths there. Otherwise, come right into your Shavasana, extending the legs long and the arms by your sides. And whenever you do get to your Shavasana, start by taking a deep breath in through the nose and an open mouth exhale. And then softening back into your breath, trying to relax your whole physical body onto the mat, letting it melt and dissolve there.
feeling to keep the muscles in the face soft. Focus on the breath. And starting to bring some awareness back to your breath and to your physical body. Starting to deepen your inhale, lengthen your exhale. And with your next breath in, lengthen the arms overhead, stretch everything nice and long. Take a deep breath in, fill up the body. And as you exhale, hug everything in tight, squeeze the knees into the chest. A tight little ball. And then drop everything to one side. Take another deep, full breath there. And when you're ready, making your way back up to a comfortable upright. And bring our hands to our heart center. Bring back to mind our intention or dedication or focus. Try to see it clearly as you breathe it in. And then let's bring our hands to our crown to honor those thoughts. To our throats, honoring our words. And our hearts, honoring our souls and the light that shines in each one of us. Namaste.